So we've kind of been making our way around our house, resetting, refreshing, re-decluttering, reorganizing the different rooms in our house. And so today we are going to tackle the kitchen. I'm excited about this one because we're going to try this out. I say there's no miracle cleaners, but I've been told I'm wrong. So we're going to test this out on the sink and the stove. I don't know. And then we're gonna do some decorating too, because I redecorate my open shelves seasonally. And so I got some fun new things to try out there. So we'll declutter, we'll clean, we'll organize, and hopefully throughout it, I can show you how enjoyable it is to maintain a minimalist home. Well, hi, I'm Dawn from The Minimal Mom. If we haven't met before, I'm married to Tom and we have 4 kids, ages 7 through 12. And you know, I've been talking a lot about this lately, that I've really found that I can only manage the stuff that we are using right now here today. Like, that's all the bandwidth I have. And so we've been talking a lot about letting sentimental stuff go and stuff we keep in storage for someday. You got to meet just in case, right? And we talked through the things that we're keeping just in case. Why don't we get started cleaning, and then we can visit a little bit about what I think are the 3 components to having a house that's really easy to maintain. All right, so this is where you get to see how not good of a housekeeper I am. I'm good at keeping the house picked up, tidy. We run the dishwasher most nights now, but it's still like the deep cleaning stuff I don't always get around to. And so that's why I love hearing about cleaning products that really work well, because I feel like as I've found the right cleaning products for our house, I'm much more likely to clean. So I've heard so many. Cass from Clutterbug, and she's like, you gotta try the pink stuff. Someone in my Facebook group recently too said, this is amazing. So I thought, well, let's test it out on our dirty sink here. Normally in the past I use the vinegar and Dawn dish soap concoction, and that works well. It doesn't smell good, and I still really find myself having to use a lot of elbow grease. So this actually smells much nicer, and I'm finding as I'm going that I don't have to scrub as hard, I think. But the real test will be once it's actually dry. I also don't know if on the black faucet and soap dispenser if it's a good idea, so I'm just gonna try it out and let you know. I regret now getting the black faucet. We don't have a ton of mineral deposits in our water, but even with the water softener, it still gets the white stuff on it, and it does not come clean very well at all. So we'll try this on it and see if that works, and then I'll probably try it on the stove too, and then we'll do a little decluttering in the kitchen. Okay, so we let it dry now, and unfortunately it didn't get all of the white stuff off of the soap dispenser. So I'm not sure. I was trying not to scrub too hard, but I did go over it twice with it. So I don't know, we'll see. Maybe at the end I'll try a little bit harder and see if that takes it off. But if you all have any tips for getting black faucets clean, I am all ears. Let's try it out on the oven door, and then we'll see how that works. Oh my goodness, I had no idea our oven door looked this bad. It looks like something exploded on it, and I have no idea what it is. I guess we're gonna get a really good, honest test to see if this works or not. Okay, so just to fully paint a picture about the state of our oven, how long it's been since we cleaned it. The last time I cleaned it was in that video with Tom, where he ended up taking the whole oven door apart. We do not recommend that. So it's been over a year since we've cleaned our oven, and we use it every single day, if not multiple times a day. And so that's how it got to how it is. This stuff is incredible. Oh my goodness, I am not having to hardly scrub at all, and everything is just coming right up. And the last time I did this, I think I used baking soda and vinegar. Again, it was messy, it was kind of smelly. You had to let it sit for a long time, and that's why I haven't cleaned my oven again since, right? So this, I think I'm sold on this. Again, it's the things that if it makes it easier to clean and not feel like such a big chore, then I'm much more likely to do it, right? And I actually do it. So yeah, I mean, I think it was $10 on Amazon, so it's not just something you get at the dollar store or something, but I've hardly put a dent in it. It's getting dirty because I was just dipping in it. I think it would last quite a long time, especially how infrequently I clean. So I think I'm a big fan of this. So let's go through a few cupboards, do a little decluttering, and then we will get to the fun stuff of decorating. So I always want the stuff that we use often to be easy to get to. So we use the stand mixer a lot. We don't have a great spot for our cookie sheets, so they just kind of go in on top on there. But there's extra stuff that has crept into this top shelf here. So we have one hand mixer and we have another one. This one we got for our wedding and it only has like one speed. Even though it shows all the different like levels, it's just all out full speed. So we were given this one, someone was getting rid of it, and I'm like, I will take that because I think the old ones work better, and we've tried it and the different speeds work better, so I want to keep this one, and then I'm gonna let this one go. The beaters are in the drawer, so remind me, I have to grab those too. So this is gonna go out of here, and then this is another attachment for the mixer. We don't ever use this one, we just use the paddle attachment, but I mean, occasionally, right? So I'm gonna put this down in the basement in my kitchen bin because I could go down there if I really needed it. But on a day-to-day basis, I don't wanna clutter up my kitchen with this kind of stuff because we're limited on space in here. And then what hasn't been working well is we keep our measuring cups down here. Like this one is in the mixing bowl, which is amazing. And I was just thinking about, like, why do we keep them in here? It's always a pain to get to them. So I'm gonna move them with the mixing bowls in our bottom baking drawer, and then we don't have to try and fish them out of here anymore. And then back here is a bin of stuff. I like the bin, it makes it easier to get stuff in and out. But again, like the dough hook, I can put this into my kitchen bin downstairs. I have always had these dreams of making bread and I thought I would use this. So I don't wanna get rid of it because I have room in that tote in the basement to store it. And then we just have the top part of the food processor and then batter dispenser for pancakes and cupcakes. That actually works really well. So this otherwise functions pretty good. So I'm gonna put that back down here, but this space feels a whole lot better now getting some of that extra stuff out of here. Okay, let's take a quick time out because I sometimes get cleaning and decluttering and then I lose like my main point I was really hoping to make today. And so here it is. When it comes to having a home that is very easy to maintain and to keep tidy, which is kind of the whole point of this refresh and reset series, I think there are three key components, and that is we first declutter, then we put in simple organization, and then we maintain it. And I know so often we get down on ourselves because we're like, I decluttered, why is my house still a wreck, or why is it still so hard to maintain? Or I tried to put organization in place, but it just doesn't work. I'm just not an organized person. And really, all that's telling us is that often we have to go back to these steps again. Like, okay, my organization isn't working. Is it because I need to make an adjustment to the organization? Or is it that clutter crept in again and I just have to go back to decluttering? And so I'm constantly evaluating this. If I'm ever just feeling like my house feels kind of like yuck again and I'm just feeling like I'm a loser again and I'm not doing a good job of keeping up on it, I'm like, okay, did clutter creep back in? Or do I need to make adjustments to the organization? Maybe what worked a few years ago, now the kids are getting older, and so I just need to make a few adjustments? Or is it just, we're just not maintaining it? The stuff just isn't getting put back where it goes, and we just need to be a little more intentional each day to maintain the systems that we've put in place. And so I hope that is helpful. And again, we have a playlist with all of these different resets and refresh, including the one we did in the bedroom. I forgot to mention it in our video we did last week where we said, do we still like this comforter that we put in here a couple weeks ago? I love it. I know it shows up a little pink, I think, in the video, but in person it looks much more mauve. Tom couldn't care less. He's like, oh, it's nice. He really honestly doesn't care. I love it. Every time I walk in this room now, it just like makes me feel happy. And I want to take a minute too to thank Helix for sponsoring today's video. The other thing we love about our bedroom and just makes it so nice to come into at the end of the day is our Helix mattress. And here's what we realized. Our mattress that we had before this had been deteriorating and breaking down, and we were constantly waking up with like sore back. Tom would have headaches, different things. And we didn't realize like, oh, we've actually had this mattress for like 12 years. So maybe the mattress is the problem, not us. We would just be like, oh, we're getting older, haha, you know, and we're like, oh, actually, maybe it's the mattress. And we couldn't believe when we took the sleep quiz and we were paired with the right mattress for us, and we got it in here, we got it set up, we slept on it for a little while. how much better we felt in the morning and how much better we slept at night. And isn't it amazing? You know, we're talking about this whole like declutter, organize, maintain. All of that actually takes a lot of mental and emotional bandwidth to do this and to keep our house up. And isn't it amazing how if you wake up in the morning and you have had a great night's sleep, you're like, bring it on. Organization, no problem. Maintaining it, yeah, that would feel really good to maintain my home this week. And I still just can't believe it. I don't know, maybe it is as we get older, it's even more important, how waking up feeling rested and recharged, how it's like, yes, I can tackle the day today. And so what we love about Helix, of course, is that you get 100 nights to test it out. So we all worry about, oh, I've tried a mattress in the past and it didn't work out. And so I know, like, I would put off a decision like this, fearful of like, but what if we don't like it? And so I love that Helix gives you 100 nights to test it out, but we just feel kind of confident that you're not gonna need that guarantee at all because you're gonna get it in your house, you're gonna love it. It comes all compact and rolled up in a box shipped to your door, and you can just bring it in, unroll it. It is super easy to set up. The shipping is included with the price of the mattress here in the US. And so everything really, from the sleep quiz to having it delivered to setting it up to taking care of you if it's not the perfect fit for you, is just so easy, and we really appreciate that about Helix. So we have a link down below where you can get up to $200 off your mattress and 2 free pillows, so you can check that out. All right, well, let's get back to the kitchen because we have some more work to do in there. Okay, let's talk about our main dishes cabinet now. Again, just like other spaces in our house, it tends to get cluttered up with things that just kind of float in without really any intention, right? So this kind of stuff. And so I'm constantly making a pass through and decluttering things like this. We'll keep it, you know, if the kids get a cup like this, it's fun for a little bit. We'll keep it for a little bit, and then I will invite it to leave again. So I have talked in the past a little bit about how I decided how much to keep for like dishes, but I can talk about it again because this has been a game changer for how our kitchen feels and functions. I'm not saying this is what everyone should do. I'm just saying this is what has worked for me. So for each of the kids, we have 2 glasses. So they have a blue one and then one of these ones just because I think they're cute. So I'm always just kind of like putting that back in order, making sure those are still the numbers we have. We have 8 bowls, so 1 for each of the kids and then 2 for the adults. Again, this is just what has worked for us. And then, but I'm seeing, and then Tom and I use these for drinking glasses, but they should be up here, but it's not up here because there's a bowl there, so we'll get to that. I also noticed back here is a stack of lids that don't actually go in here. So it's just, again, this is the maintenance piece, right? It's like we declutter and we maintain, and so they just go in the middle drawer, except for this one should be on this coffee mug I just am seeing here. So those can get put back away. And this can go on here. All right, so then we got our bowls, and then for plates, again, we usually use these like smaller sizes when we're eating, but we do have a few bigger plates for like serving, or if any of the adults want a bigger plate. But again, we have 1 per each of the kids and then 2 for adults. And so again, this for me, because I still was never good at staying up on the dishes, this is self-limiting, so it forces us to stay up on the dishes. And I like having that kind of accountability, and for my family to have that accountability. It used to just drive me bonkers in the past where people just keep pulling more and more out of the cabinet instead of doing the dishes. So it's physically impossible now for us to have huge stacks of dishes next to the sink. We have to run the dishwasher, otherwise you're hand washing your bowl for cereal in the morning, right? And again, that works well for us. I'm not saying it's for everyone, but if you just haven't been able to develop the dishes habit, or you just feel like people in your household aren't having to have any accountability with doing the dishes, this can be helpful. So then on this top shelf, this is where we like to keep the like food storage containers, but they're supposed to have the lids on, right? I really like Dana's method of storing the containers with their lids on, especially because I'm short, and this is what I hate, having to get them down, unstack them, and then find the lid for them. Like, that is such a pain in the butt. So when they have the lid already on, it is so much easier to grab, right? And it forces us not to keep so many. You don't actually need that many food storage containers. So let's get these all. Okay, so now they're all back up there. Doesn't that just look nicer too? And this is just a bin with some like baking stuff, sprinkles. Now the glasses fit back where they're supposed to go. And I had shown this in my kitchen organization video. I love it because again, it tells us like you don't keep more than 6 water bottles or coffee mugs or travel mugs, right? And so it provides like a container or a limit to how many we keep. And so it also does make it easier for me to grab too. So we store them with the lids on and it works so well. And then the other thing you find when you do this is the lids, that you have lids and not containers, right? I don't know why that always happens. So all of these can get recycled. And again, this cabinet feels so much better. And I had actually done, I decluttered both the top shelf and my other like serving dishes in our private mentorship group lately. And so those have been done. So that feels really good as well. So I think we're doing pretty good here in the kitchen. So why don't we move on to some fun stuff like decorating. All right, so I don't do a ton of decorating in our house. I really like home decor, but it's just more stuff to take care of and manage. But I do like to switch out the decor on our shelves, our open shelves, seasonally, so a couple times a year. So I got a few new things. I'm going with kind of a lemon theme. It seems to be kind of popular right now. This is a new tablecloth. Isn't that pretty? We'll put that on a little bit later. And then I just thought this was so cute too. It was on clearance, which is like my love language. And then, oh man, you'll know I just love cake stands. And I do think a mini bundt cake or a half-size bundt cake would fit on here perfectly. And it was also on clearance. And so it doesn't have to be on clearance. Like I'm learning now to buy stuff not on clearance, but I just thought it was so cute. And then I really liked this like divided caddy in the summer, especially to be able to put out something that has all the silverware and napkins and that kind of stuff. We can bring it outside if we're eating outside. So I thought we'd see if we could work this in as well. So these baskets we had put here this winter, we were trying to do a lot of smoothies and we were finding that if the produce was in our pantry cabinet, we were forgetting about it. So we thought like, oh, let's keep it out more visible, but they're all actually empty right now. We've gone back to just keeping the fruit in the pantry and not out here. Turns out you forget about it just as much there as you do in the pantry. So these can go away. So I'm taking these down. Okay, so it's not perfect. I'll usually kind of mess around with it for a few days now. I had read one time to zigzag the color or texture, and so I'm not sure if the green is quite enough that you actually see the zigzag pattern, and then I was trying to keep neutrals in this opposite zigzag, but this bin has a lot of white in it, and there's kind of a lot of white in the mixing bowl too. So I'm not sure if my zigzag quite worked out, but that tip has always been super helpful to me, so we'll see. We'll just let it sit for a little bit. But this plant is actually real. I know sometimes people are like, oh, I thought it was fake. And that pot I got recently from Target. It was in a darker colored pot, but I like the white pot. But let me show you real quick. My secret to keeping plants alive, that especially if they're kind of up out of the way and need water, are these glass watering globe things. These I got off Amazon. There's plastic ones too. These ones are glass, but I had read in the comments, that looks disgusting, but to put some fabric at the bottom and wrap like a rubber band around it so the water comes out a little bit slower, and that has worked really well. But especially for this, I forget what it's called like a money plant or something. It likes to be like constantly watered, and so it is like thriving since I put that in there. And then I do have one in that plant as well, and so that has worked out really well. So I can link to those down below. And I would love to know, like, do you use things like this, or have you found other brands or a place to get them? Because they were kind of expensive on Amazon, and they're glass, and I'm always worried about breaking them. All right, so why don't we put this tablecloth on and then we can see everything all together. It's a little bit of a bummer. I still have the doors here for the closet in the dining area, but it's fine. It's, you know, it just, all these projects take time, right? I think I got the right size. It is an oblong 60 by 84. Ooh, I wonder if it's gonna be too long. That would be kind of a bummer, wouldn't it? I like getting, it's an indoor-outdoor tablecloth, and that's what our last one is that we've gotten so many comments on. It washes up so well. It's so forgiving to things getting spilled on it, and so I really like that. It's really fun. I was worried, it's a little bright, but the yellow is just, it's like so happy feeling, and it feels kind of country, which I like. I think it goes with the table well. We probably need some kind of centerpiece. I don't always have a centerpiece because it's just something to move around. All right, let me go look in my home decor bin and see if we can come up with something. All right, wow, I think I'm a little sweaty from all of that. It's actually starting to heat up here in Minnesota, but that was a lot of fun. I'm so glad that you hung out with me, kept me company while I was working today. But like I said, I've had to realize for myself how much inventory can I manage in our kitchen and still be able to keep it tidy. I mean, don't get me wrong, like the kids help a ton, Tom helps and all that, but what's the right amount of stuff? And for us, it's very low. So if there is something that we are not using on a regular basis, then I like to keep it elsewhere, either at the donation center or I do have the one bin in the basement of some extra overflow kitchen stuff. But I even find, like for myself, I keep less and less down there anymore either. So it's really just the stuff we use day in and day out, but that makes our kitchen function so well. So I will link to the playlist with all of my other room resets and refresh. We've done the laundry room, our bedroom, and the closet is in progress, but it was fun to show some of my organization in there as well. So I'll link to those down below, but I hope that you have a great weekend. I love you, and I'll see you again soon.